YouTube! So, new one for me. Well, it's not mine, but I've not actually played one of these before. This is an Epiphone Junior model. Oh, well, serial numbers on the neck plate. 10 2010, made in Indonesia. Sounds about right. A limited edition Epiphone custom shop, yeah. So this is my pal Cameron's. This has got quite a good story to it, actually. I think this is the 4th time he's owned it. I think he bought it. He told me, I can't remember. He said something about it. I think it was his first guitar he bought, and then he sold it like a year later, and then a year later he saw it again and bought it back, and then he traded it, and then I think it's been back and forwards, and it always had this chip in it. That's how he knows it's always the same one he keeps getting. Yeah, so white. Oh, it was good. Les Paul Junior, wraparound tailpiece, humbucker, volume and a tone, bolt on neck. Not much more to it. I think he's a bit of a Green Day fan. I was trying to think if I could play any Green Day. I should have learnt some Green Day. I was like, do you know your enemy? Na, 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 na. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, if you'd asked me before I actually went to see Green Day, I would have said, yeah, I know 3 Green Day songs, but actually, if you ever get a chance to go and see Green Day, go and see them. They were awesome. I really enjoyed it at the SECC in Glasgow. Brilliant show. And I didn't know 3 songs. It turned out I knew like 10 or 15 or something. This would be a few years ago when they had the album, I might have been called American Idiot, the one with that got a hand grenade on the front cover. Me and my pal used to jokingly listen to that. Even though it was good, loved the album, you would just listen to it and go, and you would just point out what song it was they were playing, and it would be like, that's Pinball Wizard, and then it's like, oh, that's Black Sabbath. It would just be like, all the riffs are kind of, although they were Green Day, they were all kind of very similar to something else, kind of chopped up, but not in a nasty way, in a sort of, in a doing their own thing way, not the Oasis thing where you just take the bit and play exactly the same and then strum it on an electric guitar and then put it onto that rhythm. You know what I mean? They're pretty good. So this I've done a few guitars. Cameron just lives up the road, lovely guy. He'd taken a guitar before, and he'd put when you put the strings on, he'd put them on the wrong side of the tuners, so these tuners all went backwards. So he's getting a free how to string a guitar lesson, because these strings are on the right. He even told me when he gave me, it's like, yeah, I put the strings on the right way this time. There's not even a whole wrap on any of the strings. I don't know if you can see that. So if it holds tune, I'll maybe not do very much bending at the start, but really you want it to be wrapped around the post like 3 times, something like that. 2 or 3 times on these strings, and then I'm happy to have half a dozen winds on the thin strings. These are sitting there, and it's like they're holding. That one there's not even all the way around. So I mean, it's holding. Give it that. Because it's one of those ones you see. You know, people have got a guitar like this, and they go, "Oh, it's got this the cheaper type of tuners." It doesn't matter how cheap the tuners are, how expensive the tuners are, unless they're locking tuners. If you're only going to put half a wind on, seems to be holding up there. So not an awful lot to do with pickup options, because you've just got the pickup and a volume and a tone. I remember seeing these when they came out, and what, 2010? No, before that, when I remember seeing these, and I couldn't understand how it's basically just, is it the Les Paul Special 2, I think, or it's very similar to it anyway. And I remember the single pickup one being more expensive than the one with 2 pickups. In saying that, it does look cooler than the Les Paul Special 2, especially in white. Or, I don't know, maybe turquoise would be pretty good, or even the same colour as this t-shirt, yellow would be really cool. But I remember never really understanding how it was like an extra. I mean, we're going back 20 years now. I think it was 119 for the Epiphone Les Paul, and these were like 140, like an extra 20 quid for less pickups, and you know, like a tunematic bridge. So it's like, why would you want less pickups unless it was cheaper, which it wasn't. I might be remembering that wrong. I don't know. I'm thinking about a Joyo US Stream being my distortion pedal of choice. That's I'm playing through that amp and that cabinet, which I'm doing in all my videos. Like and subscribe. I always forget to say that. I think that's maybe twice this month I've remembered to say that, and I didn't remember to say it at the start. So if you got this far, like and subscribe. Awesome. I've not done anything to this at all. I don't know when, if maybe the person who had it before he bought it back for the third or fourth time had it set up, but I mean, it seems to be playing really well. I'd have no problem playing this in a jam if someone just says, oh, got a big guitar, I've got this one, okay, perfect. Suppose go for clean. Humbuckers and clean are pretty much, I very rarely use it. Whenever normally if I've got like a guitar like this, I would put a coil split in it. Anyway, just for playing. Thought I had reverb there. I don't like reverb. I'm trying to think just now. What's the ballady Green Day one? Is it Wake Me Up When September Ends? I can't remember it. I knew that would happen. So I'm going to try to do this video. That's Civic calling. Now that I've hung up, I bet she phones back almost immediately. Not nearly as bad as my mum. My mum used to be awful. See, when she'd phone and I'd be up here, I can't. Right, I'm driving. I'll phone you back. Beep. And then she'd phone up again and go, oh no, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to say, and it's like, right, I'm driving. Okay, I just wanted to tell you, it wasn't really anything important. I just wanted to tell you, and it's like, Mum, I'm driving. It's illegal to drive. That's okay. It wasn't anything important. I just wanted to say that, oh, you know how, and you're just like, when I was driving. So, I'll give her a phone back in 5 minutes. So this is going to be a couple of minutes long. What's it? Instantly, all the Green Day's gone completely out of my head, so I'm just going to play something. Not particularly Green Day. Quite honky tonk woman, ain't it? Like, let's just play in G. I feel I might need to put more in. Maybe we'll put over it. There's a skill to using a loop pedal when you try and do something different, and then haven't really thought about it before I put the video on. Good. Nobody just try to do something else in the loop pedal that's different from previously. As I said, I wasn't going to bend notes on it. Turned out I was. That's a really good guitar. I can see. I wonder why he sold it so many times. I think hopefully he's going to keep it from now on, because I mean, it's such a simple thing. It's great. I mean, I think a lot of that's probably to do with the design. I mean, I don't know if I've ever actually played like the original Gibson Les Paul Jr., especially not a 50s one. But it is that thing, like if you're going to be spending, even if you're getting like a reissue or like whatever the modern equivalent is, it's still going to be, I don't know, I'm guessing it's £600-700, something like that. And for kind of the same amount of money, you get one with 2 pickups in it, so you've got like another option. Obviously, there is people who claim, I don't know how true this is, that not having, obviously there's more wood in here because there's no other pickup hole, so that's good, probably. Also, there's no other magnets pulling the strings, so maybe it seems a bit more alive than if there was another pickup in there. I mean, I built a guitar with like 10 pickups in it, and yes, it does kind of take a little bit off the top and a little bit off the sort of the aliveness, the aliveness, whatever the word is, of the guitar. It doesn't seem quite as it's just a little bit more subdued when you've got, it seems to be anyway, whereas this seems to be really springy. And to be fair, it is actually holding tuning. That's still in tune. I wasn't doing, and I was just playing it normally, so maybe you don't actually need to put several wraps round. I mean, it's just like looking at that B string, which is one that always goes in, and the A. So I mean, there's one wrap on the E, and one wrap on the G, and the other ones don't even go all the way around the tuning peg. You know, it's kind of goes in this side and goes whoop. That's it. So it's not even all the way around, but it's holding. So. I was in the Asda yesterday and they were playing, as soon as I walked in, on came Nutbush City Limits by Tina Turner, and I was like, wow, kind of dancing to it, going through the shop. Like, I don't think anyone saw me, but what a song that is. 25 is the speed limit, no cycle not allowed in it. Nutbush City Limits. But it seems like a really well put together guitar. I mean, obviously this isn't new, so you don't know whether somebody's been in there sorting things out. But nice frets. I wouldn't even have said there was really any fret wear on it. Maybe people just buy these things to hang on the wall, or maybe they never really learned to play, or I don't know. I thought Green Day are kind of a bit more of a sort of batter the guitar type thing. You know, I'm wondering if maybe if you had like, I'm trying to think of someone who plays the guitar dead soft. Do you know? I mean, it's not that it's a Green Day signature guitar. It just kind of, to me, I look at it and see Green Day. But you know, if maybe it was someone that was, I don't know if he's playing jazz or something, just played really softly, then the frets wouldn't wear out. If you were like a fan of, I don't know, I don't like any, most of the people I like play the guitar, like, and it's never really been played up high because the frets are kind of dull. You can feel them a wee bit scratchy just because they've never been played. So the more you play a guitar, you know, you're constantly, every time you bend a string on a fret, it takes off the top layer of, corrosion's really the right word, oxidization. So this one kind of, when you start going up here, it's a wee bit scratchy, just purely from not playing. If I could be bothered, I've got this thing called a fret eraser. So basically, when you're changing the strings, just rub it up and down. It just polishes them up, and then that would totally go away. It's not fret damage in any way. It's just not really been played. I mean, I don't think the 21st fret's ever been played on this. Bolt on neck. Also, the last thing I want to say is the wrap over bridge thing. It can't be coincidence that pretty much all the guitars I've had that have had the wrap over bridge have been really vibrant and loud and alive feeling. I'm trying to think of what I've still got. My BC Rich Wave had it, and it just felt amazing. And then there's a story about that. Someone, my ex-pal painted it and ended up putting a Wonder Bar on it, so it kind of lost that vibrancy. And one of the one, I actually think maybe the only guitar I've got, apart from the Tony Iommi, is got Eastwood Monolith, which is kind of, there's definite similarities. I don't know whether it's maybe just, see, because there's nothing behind the bridge, maybe you put your hand in a slightly different position, or you're kind of able to rest your hand in the body and play down here, which you can't do because normally on a tunematic, you know, you get your bridge and then you get the tailpiece, so there's strings here. Maybe something to do with that, or something to do with the way the vibration transfers, or something, you know, I'm sure there's some technical reason for it. But I'm a big fan of this, of a wrap over tailpiece, like tailpiece and bridge in one. It's not intonatable. It does have Allen keys, so you can move the whole bridge back, but it's kind of like got set ridges on it to set to that. If you ever want to set up your intonation on your guitar, kind of go for that sort of shape, which generally works. I think the only time you ever really need to have individual, if you're using normal strings, like, you know, just, I don't know, just 9s or 10s or something like that, it's maybe different if you're using crazy tunings and putting on, you know, lots of, you know, something a bit mental, or a bit not the norm. But for normal people like me, that's fine. Just having, I'm not really normal, but you know what I mean, I'm with my tuning. It seems to work fine. I've never really got any issues with it. Sounds great. Yeah, so I do rate it. Excellent. I always like the Les Paul Special 2 as well. It doesn't have, that's quite annoying, because see, when you put it, it's exactly at the point where your arm rests, so it kind of it doesn't scratch you, but you can feel it. I don't know what I would do with that. I'm sure you could fill it with something, but then it's just going to look worse, so it's probably not worth it. Just get used to it immediately. It's at the one point on the whole edge of the body is the only bit that your arm rests on. You know, it could have been chipped anywhere around about here on the front, anywhere around, apart from between about there and there, and then anywhere in the back, and you would never feel it, just because it's right there. And looking at it, that's pretty much the only thing on this guitar that doesn't look pretty much mint condition. I do like a white guitar. White guitars, I didn't really get it until I got one, and then you suddenly go, oh, white. But it's one of those things that, see, if you're playing gigs, for example, there's coloured lights and stuff like that. So you come out, you've got a white guitar, and then the red light comes on, it's red. You get a blue light comes on, it's blue. Now, a really nice neck on it as well. My dislike of Les Pauls I think is more of the Les Paul standard custom type thing, you know, where you've got the carved top and a really weird, really tight neck angle, and it weighs a ton and it balances badly. That's the international sign for this is a well balancing guitar. Yeah, love it. So if you're thinking about getting one of these, I would go for it. Brilliant. I hope Cameron's not going to sell this one. He's got the, oh, he might have bought that. People used to use Grolsch beer, had like a funny lid on it, that a rubber seal that you could pick off and stick on, but I think you can now buy them. It's good. Rockin', catch you later, and like and subscribe.